what exactly is Omnimac? What do you guys do? What problem are you guys helping to eradicate?
OmniMac basically means machines everywhere, and we started this venture with a thought that we would provide solutions around physical AI. Physical AI basically means any solutions which work at the cross section of digital engineering, embedded
Hmm.
systems, and sustainability. So a mix of all
Okay.
of those together solves different problems for the autonomous world. So that's what we do at OmniMac.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Today, I'm here with my guest, Mr. Piyuasa Ranjan Prushti, and I'm going to hand it over to him so he can tell you guys a little bit about himself.
Sure. Thank you, Vedans. Always a pleasure talking to you. Uh, I am the co-founder of OmniMac. Thanks for putting us on the show here. It's a pleasure always talking about technology and business. Just to tell a little bit about myself, I have approximately 12 plus years of work ex today
Okay.
in the ITS ecosystem, software, embedded, a mix of different technologies. I worked with a couple of ITS MNCs like Tech Mahindra, DXC, First Source, which is part of RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, and worked with a couple of startups also, which were bootstrapped actually in different parts of the world, like AutoRabbit, which is into DevOps for Salesforce, based out of Silicon Valley. Then worked with an Indian health tech startup named i3 Systems. Then worked with QIO, which was a sustainability tech, climate tech startup based out of
Mhm.
UK. I've got a global exposure. I have done my graduation in BCom, accounting honors, and then have done my MBA global from XIMB and Fordham University and Antwerp Management School, Belgium. Yeah, that's a little bit
Awesome.
about me.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds super interesting. So it seems like you are everything tech, love technology. That's great.
Yes, I started my journey with a non-tech background. That is a bachelor's
Uh-huh.
in commerce, like I mentioned. But then right after my MBA days, I got into tech consulting and innovation consulting, and then that's when the curiosity started within me to learn more about tech, to learn about more application areas, try to find out
Nice.
how to solve different problems using technology. Yeah.
Awesome. I love the curiosity. So if you can briefly describe, you mentioned your startup Omnimac. What exactly is Omnimac? What do you guys do? What problem are you guys helping to eradicate?
Sure. So, OmniMac basically means machines everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Omni and Mac together,
Yeah.
and we started this venture with a thought that we would provide solutions around physical AI, physical AI
Okay.
as a service. So, physical AI is a very new terminology and a very new frontier in the tech ecosystem today globally. There are only a
Uh-huh.
few players who are working globally on this, and we thought this is the next big thing which is going to happen, and why not jump along uh, on this actually, and then start something. Physical AI basically means any solutions which work at the cross section of digital engineering, embedded
Hmm.
systems, and sustainability. So a mix of all
Okay.
of those together solves different problems for the autonomous world today. So that's what we do at OmniMac.
Cool. So, I know you mentioned what physical AI is. How is that different from, traditional generative AI that we see, for example, Google's Gemini or
Mhm.
even most popular ChatGPT?
Correct. So all these solutions that you talked about have their
Hmm.
own foundational are more like their own foundational models, right?
Yeah.
In themselves, and they are mostly working on the software layer today. So OpenAI or let's say Bedrock or Anthropic or Gemini, but what we are working on is beyond the solutions or the software tech stack. That is,
Uh-huh.
we have a little bit of digital engineering, that is the software tech stack, and then we have the hardware tech stack, that is embedded systems, and a combination of that really becomes physical AI. And now
Okay.
you may ask that that could be IoT then, right? So
Hmm.
IoT doesn't primarily mean it has to be autonomous. It may have human in the loop. But today, when we are talking about dark factories and robots and drones, all of them have to talk to each other. They have to work with each other simultaneously within a particular environment, and it has to has special intelligence in itself to understand what, why, how things should happen, or next best action should be taken. So there has to be linkage between the software platforms and the hardware platforms to work together to actually make things happen, right? That's why we call
Yes.
it physical AI. Yeah.
Cool. So then, what is one project so far that you guys have imagined or that you guys have solved that displays the impact of OmniMax technology?
So primarily, as of now, what we have seen is there are problems within mining, manufacturing, defense companies where they need players to actually work on multiple things.
Mhm.
And with our 12 plus years of work ex, with the team that we have, we come from team of, let's say, R&D engineers. Actually, we are a team of R&D engineers, sustainability
Mhm.
tech engineers, and consultants who have different experiences across different industries. And when we look at solving problems for a particular industry, we have to work with different people with different capabilities of skill set, or companies with different capabilities of skill set. Let's say, for example, digital twin of supply chain of ore. So every mineral company in the world today has that as a problem. That itself is a very big opportunity. Let's say sensor
Yes.
fusion module as an opportunity where you will have different kind of tech stacks like your software platform, your foundational models of agentic AI, or Gen AI. Then you will
Mhm.
have radar or a sonar, depending on if you're doing it above water or underwater. Then you will have sensors, you will have GPS, machine vision. A mix of different technology will solve a particular problem in a particular industry. So that is how we really look at those opportunities. So we say that we have different capabilities, so we provide them as a service today, because
Okay.
the market has shifted actually towards that.
Awesome. So, then I noticed you mentioned a new term, agentic AI. And what does that mean? How does it fit into OmniMax technology stack?
So when we talk about the software tech stack, today we talk
Mhm.
about LLMs and the SLMs.
Yep.
And gone are those days when we were building things on just Python. So it's a mix of things have advanced a bit, and then we are working on multimodal AI architecture and all, where different kind of things will happen automatically or autonomously. So agentic AI acts as a co-pilot today, as a software layer which will make things happen for you when you
Mhm.
order something through, or make them to work something on. Let's say you write a prompt to create a report by collecting data from different, let's say, different other reports or different files within your laptop or within your server or your cloud,
Mhm.
and then it will automatically put across different things, at least to a very large extent, so that you don't have to actually put in all the effort starting from the scratch, right? So that is
Okay.
agentic AI primarily, and then you can make it work through speech, through prompts, through anything. Yeah.
So, so far under your experience in running OmniMac, what is the biggest challenges you faced in convincing companies from, traditional sectors like you mentioned, mining and manufacturing, to
Mhm.
adopt this new age, new tech AI-based solutions?
Well, I would say that when it comes to different companies are actually stuck at different layers of digital transformation roadmap today.
Mhm.
Some might be at a very beginning stage, some might be at a medium stage, some might be very, very advanced. So their requirements are very different. That's why we provide it as a service. So the SaaS, as you know, has changed from software as a service to service as a software. So we are
Yeah.
bringing in physical AI as a service, so that when we see a particular problem with a particular client, we look at it from a consultant, you can say, lens, to see where they are stuck, what is the foundation that they have, what need what can be modernized within the existing tech stack, and what new
Mhm.
can be brought in, so that the problem can be solved. So we don't necessarily look at it that we have to sell this solutions or products or hardware. We primarily look at it from a problem statement to a solution statement perspective, as is to be, that we talk about in a consulting framework. Hope I
Wow.
answered your
So
question.
yes, yes, you did, and I love it. Thank you. All of your answers so far have been very informative, very educational. So that's what I love to see on the Ambition Circuit on the podcast.
Thank you.
So, and I'm going back a little earlier to our when you were talking about your work history and your background. You mentioned that you have around 15 years of experience in tech and you worked on corporate side, then you went into consulting a little bit, and that's where your curiosity started. So, how did your corporate background and how did your consulting background help fuel your curiosity for AI specifically?
Uh, just to rectify, it's almost around approximately 12 plus years of
Hmm.
workex. But
Okay.
yes, I have got different kind of exposure actually, thanks to all my mentors, my family, my professors, my friends, who have always been there to actually guide me in terms of what all skill set I should learn. So I started with innovation consulting or digital transformation consulting. I have worked in BPO ecosystem, in ITES ecosystem, as well as in the product ecosystem, SaaS ecosystem, that
Okay.
SaaS or PaaS ecosystem. So over the
Hmm.
period of time, I started gaining different skill sets, starting from consulting skill set to how to solve problems using Six Sigma, process improvement, technology solutions, a mix of different approaches like people process technology approach to solve different problems. And primarily started with software layer, that is how to use software to actually apply and solve different problems for businesses, different kind of businesses. It could be across different industries like e-commerce, retail, CPG, manufacturing, telco, BFSI, healthcare, across the landscape. And that really helps you to cultivate that consultative mindset or consulting mindset in terms of how to solve problems for customers, how to look at
Okay.
value sales.
Hmm.
Then got into pre-sales, got into solutioning, got into pricing, got into product management, new product development, some of those areas. Then partnerships, GTM, working with open innovation ecosystem, working with corporate venture capital ecosystem, to make sure I understand where, how do they think, how do they operate, uh, how do they look at look at either increasing their margins through increasing sales or bringing down their cost. So
Hmm.
everything drifts down to ultimately that, and how to actually make sure you're thinking in the right direction. So that is, all of those experiences really helped in terms of starting OmniMac as a venture. It's been just a few
Okay.
months.
And in those few months, what has OmniMac's success so far taught you about, running and founding your own startup?
Sure. It's it felt a little like having butterflies in your belly, but definitely it was exciting, and a lot of curiosity, because we started talking to a lot of customers to understand whether there is a market for it and all. And then we later on we realized that, okay, quickly there is a new market which is coming up in physical AI, where we should make a dent in, with our
Yeah.
expertise in defense tech, in sustainability tech, in digital engineering. With all those capabilities, why can't we do something for the betterment of the humankind,
Hmm.
which is in the far-fetched future. And today, if you look at the market opportunity, also the CAGR is somewhere around 32% for physical AI year over year.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at the overall market opportunity by 2034, it's going to be somewhere around $69 billion plus.
Wow.
And alone for the US market, it's going to be $15 billion. For India market, it's going to be somewhere around 1.5 to $3 billion, somewhere between that. But I feel that the CAGR will go up significantly, because the demand in the private defense market is also shooting up, and it's going to go up by 22 times in next 10 years. So that shows that wherever we are heading, we are heading in the right path. And just to answer the traction, we are already working with a few partners, global partners in consulting, in a few venture capital partners, corporate venture capital partners
Hmm.
who work in different sectors, to understand how we can actually create an impact within their portfolio. We have done a few early POCs, proof of concepts or pilots, with oil and gas players, with manufacturing mining players, to understand if we can actually create a difference. And we were able to actually create that. A lot of good opportunities came up, although some of them were, you can say, at the beginning of the digital transformation journey, whereas
Hmm.
some opportunities are coming up which are at very advanced stage of digital transformation journey, where they're facing problems which are very critical. And we are very excited to actually solve those problems for them, and we have already started working in those directions.
Cool. Awesome. Sounds
Yes.
amazing. So, where do you see physical AI, and even more specifically, where do you see OmniMac going in the next 5 years?
We see that there is a very good opportunity for us lying ahead, and
Mhm.
India itself as a market is something where we are very much focused on as of now, to actually create an impact, because this is something which is very new in the market. And I haven't seen a lot of physical AI players in the India market itself. And
Mhm.
most of the physical AI players today are actually funded by Hitachi Ventures or ABB, Siemens, some
Oh,
of those
okay.
players which are very
Hmm.
big when it comes to their portfolio, and they're doing good. So we see that definitely we would also have a few strategic partners with whom we would like to collaborate and work with, to create that impact within their portfolio of clients, portfolio of partners.
Hmm.
And already with the stealth mode that we have, we want to make sure that we launch it with this particular podcast or venture over LinkedIn and other social media pages, to make sure that there is maximum outreach. We have had a few silent advisors who are helping us across the ecosystem, to make sure that we can our solutions and offerings can be actually taken to their clients very easily. They are
Hmm.
also very excited about it. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice. So, we're kind of heading towards the end of the episode, and something I like to do always is ask my guest for advice that they would want to give people in their footsteps. So, I guess specifically for you, Pius, it would be, what advice would you give to young entrepreneurs today who want to, get break into AI, work in sustainability, or even create their own startup?
Well, I would say that until you get into the startup mode, you won't realize that what the ecosystem is doing around you,
Mhm.
or how the ecosystem can help you. Like, for example, it's been just less than a quarter we have started this, but then we got selected by government of Odisha to actually represent our startup, which is at very nascent stage, as one of the 16 startups to be showcased in Odisha AI Summit, which is a regional AI summit
Nice.
precursor to India AI Summit, actually 2026. So we got selected for that, and we were selected for a few more India level, actually, and national level programs or events also, to showcase our capabilities. And there are a lot of incubators now who are helping startups, young entrepreneurs, to actually find, navigate through GTM strategy, sales, funding, grants, everything. So
Hmm.
the whole ecosystem is there to actually help you. And please feel free to reach out if you see this episode, and happy to help you if you're stuck somewhere. Yeah, any of your viewers, including you, Vedans. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. And for that purpose, of course, Piyus's LinkedIn will be linked in the description below. Please do check it out. I would recommend connecting with him, talking to him. I have been speaking with him for about a month now before our episode, and all of our conversations have been delightful. I loved it. So he's very informative, very educational, as you guys can tell from this episode. And with that being said, I would like to thank you guys for watching another episode of the Ambition Circuit. Thank you, everyone.